for example. The Bayelsa hat, the governor wears elegantly and Mr. President wears elegantly, is also part of the branding. What are the branch touch points? We have some festivals here which we need to now go back to and emphasize. Some of these festivals are dying with time. Your Excellency, we need to document them and then emphasize them again. Those days when we were children, we used to go to Odi for Ogori Baugi and so on. What are the city experiences and what, next slide. And then we need to identify a strategy. How are you reaching your targets? Minister of Technology is here. IT, internet, the blogs, the media outreach, banners, search engines. Next slide, please. And then how do you track and measure effectiveness? Next slide. We should get to the point where, ladies and gentlemen, we should be able to hoist Bayelsa on the internet and say, what are the frequently asked questions for tourists? By the time we conclude this strategic framework, I've been able to, I've tried to shorten the presentation so that during the time of question and answers, we can take some more points. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Timmy Alaibi, the former MD of NDDC and the former special advisor to the president on the Niger Delta affairs. There was a lot to digest there, Timmy, so could you join me, please, on the panel and sit over there? And then I'm going to call upon a number of panelists for this this session to maybe have at least maybe if we could have about 20 minutes to get to to get into this subject matter. So take any seat over there. I just also it would be remiss of me not to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister for Information, Communication and Technology, Mrs. Omobolaji Johnson. You're very welcome to Bayelsa. And we will be hearing from the Honourable Minister later in a later session on ICT, which is going to be fascinating and is very important to the future of this great state. Now, if I could call on, as session chair for this session, a real son of the soil and someone who everyone in this room will know very well, Mr. Ben Murray Bruce, the chairman of Silverbird. Please join me. I would also call on Mrs. Ebizi Brown, the DG Bayelsa State Tourism Development Agency. Please join us on the stage. And Madame, if you could sit on the next chair over there. Mrs. Ebizi Brown, and then Mr. Valentine Ozigbo, the MD and Chief Executive Officer of Transcorp Hilton Abuja. Please give him a round of applause. Mr. Trevor Jewell, the partner of SBT Jewel Africa, has taken ill, but a more than capable replacement is his colleague, Albert Awolaja, who is the CEO for Development Africa for SBT Jewel Africa. So please join us, Albert Awolaja. Last seat, exactly. Move it forward if you want to. And last but certainly not least, we met him yesterday. I'd like to invite him to add more of an international dimension to the proceedings. His Excellency Joseph Habineza, who is the High Commissioner of Rwanda. His Excellency Joseph Habineza from Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So much to talk about. And what what a wonderful panel. Look at this. I'm spoiled for choice. Where do I start? Well, I'd like to start by asking Mr. Murray Bruce, first as session chair, if you could give us 3, 4, 5 minutes thoughts. You could go on forever. You've lived at, breathe this. So 5 minutes.
Okay, stop talking. All right, here we are.
And everybody thinks he's my big brother.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here because I like the subject. I also like...
Bear with me a second, please, sir. The Kenyan ambassador, His Excellency, is sitting here. Could I trouble you to join us? There's one more seat at the end there. I'm going to stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenyan ambassador. I think you can take this way.
Where is the Rwandan ambassador?
He's right here. Right at the end.
All right. The mic you have seems a lot better than this one.
Yes, well, I'm the moderator. Everybody thinks I'm his younger brother. People keep saying, are you his younger brother? You resemble him? Okay, here you go.
All right, thank you very much. Let me see how honored I am to be here today as we discuss tourism, which is what I used to do for a living. Now, as I listen, first of all, we have to go back to Nigeria. Governor Seriaki Dixon. Let me say, I like one of his names, Seriaki. We should use that name and create a product. And my first grandson will be called Seriaki. I just love that name. I don't know the way it sounds. It's a very sexy name. All right. All the protocols have been acknowledged. Let me tell you the biggest problem we have. No, first of all, I tell you the problem. Let me say, Timi Alaibe, he talked about tourism and he talked about all the great cities in the world. The reason it was so easy for him to do so, because he's been to every city 20 times. Monaco, Vegas, he's a very classy guy. Give him a big round of applause. He did a terrific job. And I liked his presentation and how he explained it and what we ought to do. But let's when you speak about tourism, you got to be realistic. The biggest problem we have in Nigeria from 1960 is the ability not to dream. Tourism is about a dream, it's about a fantasy, it's about an illusion. So unless you can dream, you don't understand tourism. Simple. You can never understand tourism unless you can dream. Everybody who has made it work has been a dreamer. I've been to Kenya and I've been to Rwanda. Let's look at the two ambassadors here. I used to have an office in Kenya until it was stolen from me, but that's okay. Rwanda, they had a civil war, 1 million people died. But guess what? When I went to Rwanda, I found out Kigali is the safest city in Africa. How do you go from genocide to having the safest city in Africa? Secondly, how do you go from genocide to having a president who promotes tourism? But he was a former guerrilla fighter. This guy liberated his country, then turned around and attacked Congo. It's like Benin Republic attacking Nigeria and overthrowing the government. That's what his boss did. All right, but I'm not going to talk about what your boss did. But you overthrow Congo. All right, now, what is the biggest tourist attraction of Rwanda? Mountain gorillas. And we have them in Calabar, mountain gorillas. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Kigali, and I'm going to go see the mountain gorillas in their natural habitat. So 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, they took me to the bottom of the hill, they gave me a stick and a tour guide. In 2 hours, we went up to where the mountain gorillas were, and we saw this guy. He had 5 wives and 200 children, and we stood next to the mountain gorillas. It was a fascinating experience. But we had the mountain gorillas in Calabar. But guess what? When I came back, I looked at the list of nationals who had been to this park to look at mountain gorillas. The Germans, 5,000. The Americans, 2 million. Nigerians, 8. I was number 9. All right? So, what happens? We don't like animals. But when a white man comes to Africa, he wants to see animals. He's not here to see high-rise buildings. He wants to see animals. When was the last time we had a zoo in Nigeria? When was the last time anybody saw a lion, an elephant, a giraffe? I tell you what, the first time I saw a lion in Nigeria since I was a child was in the villa. When I worked for President Obasanjo, they have 2 lions at the back. They got a giraffe, they got some zebras, they got some buffaloes, some alligators, The only place I've seen a zoo in Nigeria is at Aso Rock. There are no zoos anywhere in the country.